Yeah, so apparently NASA thought it was cheaper to, instead of coming to help me and rescue me, they're just going to activate a new FTFE clone. What do you mean I'm a clone? No, no, I want to get down from here. Please keep sharing the stream so NASA can see it because I want to get down.
Effectuez vos transactions, c'est si facile que vous pouvez les faire d'une seule main.
Dancing out there.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what the Edmonton Oilers did to the Los Angeles Kings in the 1982 Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah, I thought I'd do a Canadian hockey intro today because, believe it or not, QBallah himself has returned. Kevin, welcome back to the channel. How are you doing?
Good, but in 1982 it wasn't the Kings, it was the Oilers and the Islanders, for your information.
This says the Los Angeles Kings played the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs, and then the Oilers lost to afterwards.
In 1982?
Yeah, then the Oilers. It was one of the greatest comebacks in Canadian hockey history, and then Calgary Flames managed to beat the Edmonton Oilers in the division finals.
Yeah, but it wasn't the finals.
It was
impossible.
The
playoffs. The Kings and the Oilers in the finals, it's impossible because they're both in the West. And in 82, the finals, it was Islanders and Oilers. I can assure you of that.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming back. Nice to see you. How you been getting on?
And the game you were talking about is Miracle on Manchester. It was a comeback.
Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, the biggest upset ever. The Miracle on Manchester. I don't know anything about hockey. I just asked ChatGPT to create an intro for me. So.
Okay. Well,
so how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Hey, I just want to explain my character in your picture.
Yeah.
My Globy gangster. I wear the Abs jersey and the toque with the globe because it was their logo in 1924 when they won their first Stanley Cup in the NHL. Now there's some hockey buff that's gonna say, oh, it wasn't their first Stanley Cup. Their first Stanley Cup was in 1916, but the NHL didn't exist yet. And I make the gangster sign like that, like this is the globe, and I walk underneath the globe. That's it. That's my Globy character, and I add like stupid shit that the Globers say, like I sent you, yeah, it's a coincidence that the moon is the same size of the sun, but the sun
I mean,
is
they're definitely
400
not the
times
same
farther
size.
and 400 times larger. Just to explain my character, because I know the globies are dumb in general and won't get it.
Yes, it's amazing. When I hold my thumb up, right, it seems to be the same size as a car that's down the street. But I know my thumb's not the same size as a car. It's so confusing.
Yeah, but I know it could be, but it would be an odd coincidence, like same size, 400 times farther and 400 times larger. It would
I mean,
be
they're not exactly the same size. That's why you can see like a ring in, when there's eclipses and stuff. But they almost appear to be
roughly
the same angular size. But that's just how it is. One's closer to us, one's further away. And the fact that it's a coincidence. So what? Coincidences happen.
Oh yeah, it could happen.
So you had a few things you wanted to talk about. You said to me about water, which is always a fun one. You were talking about the video of all the pilots trolling the flat earthers, which is always hilarious.
Yeah, flatten the curve.
Yeah, that's a brilliant one. Like, you can see all the pilots laughing as they're telling the flat earthers, yeah, it's flat, definitely. Because
You
pilots,
didn't watch it, eh? I can tell.
no,
I can
I've
tell
seen
you
that
didn't
whole
watch
I've
it.
seen that whole video several times because so many flat earthers say,
Yeah.
haha, look,
What-
here's proof. They have not only pilots saying the Earth's flat, but they have like engineers describing the flight mechanics and everything, and it's all completely wrong. Every single thing in that movie is wrong, from the explanation of how flight mechanics work to the explanation of what pilots do in their day-to-day life. It's all wrong.
Okay.
But if there's
Well,
any specifics that you want to talk about, you bring it up. Let's say you're in charge of the conversation. So what?
Are you a pilot?
No, I'm not a pilot. I know personally many pilots.
Yeah.
In fact, I can see two in the chat right now.
Yeah. Okay, bring them on.
I talk very regularly with Wolfie 6020, one of the most amazing people I know. Robert Greenlee, who's on the channel quite often, is a pilot. Yeah, so I plus the fact that I've studied engineering and physics and I'm well aware of flight mechanics, but
Okay. We'll see.
But anyway, like I said, it's up to you what you want to talk about. You want to bring up a subject. This is your time.
Yeah, I want to start by talking about the Facebook group that I've been booting from, Flat Earth Science Debate. Why was I booted from that group, Craig?
I don't know. It's not my group. I'm
No,
just a
you
member
know
there. Like
why.
I'm not even an admin or anything. And to be honest, I
You know why?
hardly ever.
Because you agreed with the admin that booted me.
Yeah, I thought the specific thing you said was a bit on the level. Funny term there. But
you
the
said
problem
it was
is,
racist.
yeah, it
Was
can
it
come across
racist?
what you writ. That's not how you speak English, Craig. What you wrote could come across as racist. Now, the thing is, whether you intended it as that or not isn't the point. What the point is that Facebook is a triggered little princess, right? And the admins have a job to defend that Facebook group. So if you don't think what you said is racist, if there's a chance it could be considered racist, it's the admin's job to get rid of that potential danger to that group.
Hey,
Simple as that.
Is my post still on in Flat Earth Science Debate? The post about
I honestly
the
have
video
no
when
idea.
What was the post about?
I can't even remember. Like
I do remember.
Right.
Let
I
me tell
genuinely
you.
don't go on Facebook that much. So
Yeah. Okay.
I
Because
don't
you
know.
were arguing on this post, and in the other group when I was arguing with Eileen Dover, she is the triggered princess, not Facebook. Eileen
But
Dover,
Facebook is a triggered prince. Whether you think someone else or not,
No,
you
no,
have
no,
to
no,
admit
no,
that
not
Facebook
Facebook.
is a triggered princess.
Eileen Dover, the admin that booted me, she's a triggered princess.
Well,
And
you can have that
okay,
opinion. I
let
thoroughly
me talk
disagree.
for a second.
Yeah.
Let me talk, okay? The post was a video of myself in the Skypod at the CN Tower, okay? And I was filming a 360 view, okay? I was turning around the Skypod and I was saying no curve whatsoever. And in the the comment, not the comment, but in the post, in the OP, I said, notice that the horizon rises at eye level. And the shields were all over my post. So I've said a Bart Simpson quote, which was, the shields are all over my post like Oprah on a baked ham. Okay? And she said it was racist. But how is this racist? Because Oprah is black? How is this racist?
Yeah, because it kind of pokes at a stereotype of certain people liking certain foods, I guess. You know.
Okay.
This is all irrelevant because, you know, I'm not in charge of that Facebook group. I don't have any say as to what happens in that Facebook group.
Okay, but Craig,
it makes no difference.
You've said personally, that I was not smart enough to realize why it was racist. So tell me why it was racist if you're smart enough.
Because it is something that is very close to saying that a particular group of people like a particular type of food because of their race. Whether that is you intend... hold on, let me finish. Whether that is how you intended it or not is irrelevant. What you have to consider is how it can come across to people that maybe don't understand the context and Facebook algorithm, right? Whether you think it was racist or not, whether it was intended as racist or not, you have to look at it in the entire context of the situation and the triggered SJW world that we currently live in. It's as simple as that.
I think we both know why I was booted. It's because the shills, you included, hated my post.
I mean, I can debunk your post right here. Horizon does not rise to eye level. End of story.
Are you serious here? Have you ever been to the CN Tower?
No, but I've been a lot higher than the CN Tower.
Okay, what, in a plane? In the little window?
I've climbed mountains that are higher than the CN Tower.
What?
I've climbed mountains that are higher than the CN Tower.
Yeah? Do you have pictures of that?
No, I didn't take a bunch of pictures during my military training.
You climbed the mountain, but you didn't take a picture when you were at the top, eh?
No, during your military training, taking pictures isn't something that's of a priority. However, here is more proof that the horizon does not rise to eye level. But here's my favorite one, right? And that's this one. And that is the moon below eye level, which means that the horizon can't be at eye level. So, categorically, the horizon does not rise to eye level.
Okay, Craig, the horizon doesn't rise to eye level.
Yeah, I've just proved that to you. This is what the picture you're seeing on the screen
those are
right now.
Pictures. In reality, when you rise,
this was taken by my friend.
The horizon. Okay, in reality, Craig, when you rise, the horizon always will rise at eye level.
I am proving you wrong right now. Are you ignoring? Why are you ignoring the picture on the
you
screen
show me
that proves
pictures. You show me pictures. In reality, if you climb as high as you go, the horizon's gonna rise at eye level. In reality,
it doesn't.
That's what happened.
It doesn't. Here is eye level at 70 feet, showing a dip of the horizon.
Even if you keep showing me picture.
Oh, so what you're saying is you don't care about evidence? Is that right?
No. In reality,
here's eye level.
I care about reality.
Level. Yeah, this is reality. Right now, this is reality.
No, as high as you get, the horizon
how high
rises
is the CN
at
Tower?
eye level.
How high is the CN Tower?
I don't know. Just Google it.
I mean,
pretty damn high.
Pretty damn high. Is it higher than 5,600 feet?
I don't know. I have no idea.
How high is the CN Tower? CN Tower in Toronto, Canada is 553 meters, 1,815 feet. Right, so your reference point of the horizon rising to eye level is at 1,815 feet. The picture I am showing you on the screen right now is at 5,600 feet.
Yeah, but Craig,
wait, hold on. This is more than double the height of where you were, and that water pipe that you see is connected. That means it will be level. And when you
Craig,
walk along it,
you just have to
let me finish. Kevin,
Craig,
let me finish.
The horizon is at eye level. It's not because you can
see it's not.
Oh my God.
I was in the middle of talking and I hadn't finished. Let me finish and
Okay,
then
no,
you
but
can talk, okay?
okay.
Right. So
talk.
what you see here, that those two water levels disconnected, that means that they will sit at the same level. So when you look along it and you make sure they're at the same height, that will be eye level. You can clearly see that the horizon is below eye level. Therefore, the horizon does not rise to eye level.
The horizon is not below eye level. The horizon
It
is below your water pipes. You can
Which is eye
lift
level.
your water pipe as high as you want. That's not that's not relevant.
That's eye level.
Seriously, though.
Yeah, it's giving you a
Seriously,
reference
though.
point of what eye level
Do you
is.
think that you just proved that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level because the
Yes.
water pipe are over the eye level? That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Well,
That doesn't
if the
make
horizon
sense.
rose to eye level, it would be in line
Okay,
with those two
show-
pipes.
show-
But
show
this
my-
picture,
show my face
this-
in the screen.
Yeah,
Show
hold
my
on.
face. Show my face. I want to
Yeah,
make
give me
an
a second.
example.
Bringing the
Okay.
screen back up. I want to scare the people, I guess.
Okay.
Nuh-uh is powerful.
Like this. Okay. Let's say okay. This is okay. I rise. Okay. I rise. Well, let's take a flat surface. I rise. Okay. And then this is your water pipes. Okay. They're gonna be at eye level there, and you lift them like that, and you say, "Oh, the horizon is not at eye level. Look."
Oh my goodness.
You
Right,
can
okay.
lift it like that.
Let me respond to that.
doesn't
So
make any
the
sense.
problem is that...
In your pictures, the horizon is at eye level.
It's not. Right. So
It
you obviously
is.
don't...
It's
you
the
obviously don't...
pipes.
no,
It's the
hold
water
on,
pipes
hold
that
on.
are over
Hold on.
eye level.
What
That
you
makes no
obviously
sense.
don't understand
Hey, man.
is that, right, if you lifted those pipes up, then they wouldn't be level to each other. They would not be the same height, right?
Okay, in your pictures,
wait, please stop
The
interrupting me.
horizon
I-
is at eye level.
I'm still talking. I am still talking, right?
Okay,
when you
but
have
you can
when
see
you
the
have
horizon
these
at eye level.
when you have
can
these
see it's eye level.
Okay, so I'm talking. When you have these water
Okay.
levels at the same, in line with your eye, that is your eye level. This is giving you a reference point of what your eye level is, and the horizon is below the eye level. But this one is one that you cannot try and deny, because this is literally an app telling you what eye level is when you're on a plane, and the moon is below the eye level. That isn't possible if the horizon rises to eye level.
Okay, Craig, next time you climb a mountain, look at the horizon. It's
Yeah, I'll be
gonna
looking down
be
to it.
at eye level. In
It
reality, the horizon rises at eye level.
I've just shown you
Okay?
proof that it's not. You're just ignoring the proof.
Okay, Craig.
So tell me in this picture, right, we have a
whatever-
reference of what eye level is. Where's the horizon?
In reality, the horizon rises at eye level.
Well, you telling me this picture wasn't taken in reality? Was this within a VR program or something, or was this picture taken in reality?
This is a picture.
Yeah, taken in reality.
This is a picture. In
Right.
reality,
It's a picture of reality showing the moon below your eye level.
okay, man, the horizon rises at eye level.
I am proving you
That's
wrong with the
reality,
picture
but-
on screen right
Oh,
now.
no, you're not proving me wrong. You're not proving
I
me
am.
wrong
You're just
at
going
all.
nuh-uh to the evidence I am showing you to your
Okay,
face.
okay. Craig, the other day when we argued about the video of NASA, the guy that was clearly pulling the harness that was edited, you argue that he was putting his pinky inside the pocket that was
Yeah.
pulled up, and
Yes.
he was looking.
That's
No,
clearly it.
listen to me. He was looking straight at the camera, smiling like I'm not doing anything.
And went like this
and he
and
was,
grabbed him.
According to you, he was putting his pinky inside the pocket and
Well,
pulling.
the pinky
but
is the
you
only
could-
thing that managed to get there. So, yeah, that's
you
what
always
happens. You can
interrupt,
see it.
Craig. That's not fun. That's not fun to talk
You
to
were
talk to
interrupting
you.
me, dude.
Well, I'm talking and I can't
All right,
finish.
okay. All right. Please don't get triggered. I apologize. Finish your sentence.
Okay. The guy, okay, it's not just that he was pulling, you could see he was pulling with his entire hand, and the way his arm was pulling, you could see it wasn't only with the pinky. And the fact that he was looking right in front of the camera and smiling like, oh, look at my smile, don't look at what I'm doing here. And the guy is like, he looks, you remember the guy, he looks like what he's doing because he pulls him back.
Yeah, which is something that would be impossible in normal gravity, of course, to pull somebody like that.
And
that,
why
that
the
wouldn't
pocket
happen in
was,
normal gravity,
why,
of course.
Why the pocket was pulled up like that? Because of the lack of gravity?
What? Because he got his finger in the pocket and moved it up.
No. The pocket was already pulled up.
No, it was pulled up once he put his finger in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, we all know this video. The pocket was already pulled up. First of all, it wasn't pulled up.
You see it pull up as his finger. I think what you're missing here is that the finger going in the pocket was accidental, right? He saw that the guy started drifting off to the side.
The finger wasn't
hold on,
going
again,
in the
you just
pocket.
interrupted me. Let me finish, right?
Yeah.
The guy, he saw out of his peripheral that the guy was drifting off to the side, just casually drifting off, which is something that is impossible hanging from a harness in normal kind of circumstances. He was just drifting off. So without looking, he does this. He grabs at the side.
Yeah. Why was he not looking? Why
because
was
he was busy.
Looking?
He was concentrating on something, and
looking straight at the camera with the big smile, hoping that we don't know. Hoping that we don't notice.
Kevin, you do realize you interrupted me again, right?
Back.
Kevin, you do realize you interrupted me again, right?
Yeah.
So without looking, because he can see it out the periphery, he grabs to try and pull him back, and the only thing that he manages to get is his finger in either the pocket or a belt loop. You can't really tell, but it looks like the pocket, and he pulls him towards him. Just like that, which again is something that would be impossible under standard conditions. That's not how physics works. Everyone that watches that can clearly see that the bit of cloth only moves when the guy's hand touches it and pulls away with his little finger caught in the material.
But what you didn't understand, okay, if you let me finish, it's the way he pulls. I'm gonna try to, show my arm. He pulls with the entire arm. He's not just pulling with like the motion of the arm. It's not like he was pulling his entire body with the pinky. And how did he manage to get the pinky in the pocket without looking? Like, looking
because
at the camera.
Because it was an accident.
Put the pinky. Yeah, that was
I just described that to you.
Yeah,
he grabbed without really looking, and the only thing that got caught was his finger in the pocket. That's it.
That makes no sense. And
it makes perfect sense.
Another thing in that video, it's that woman with the straight hair, the sprayed hair. Okay,
not sprayed. You keep saying it's sprayed. You have no proof of that.
Yeah, when she start flipping and turning around, the hair stay right there, right straight in the air. They follow like that.
But like, interestingly, do you also notice that her necklaces are all floating as well?
Yeah.
That's quite impressive to be done whilst on a harness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why were her necklaces floating if she's hanging on a harness?
Yeah, it may be added to the footage.
No, it's not. It's clearly there. You can see it happening.
Yeah. It's clearly
you
there.
Can't say, that bit of the footage is fake and another bit's not. That's called cherry picking and dishonesty.
It's not cherry picking. It could be
added. Is. I'm going to ignore that bit of the footage, but I'm going to pretend that this bit of the footage
I'm not ignoring
is added.
I'm not ignoring it.
You are the king
I'm saying
of
it could be. No, I'm not ignoring it. I'm saying it could be added to the footage to make it more look more real.
That's a lovely claim. You got any proof?
What?
That's a lovely claim. Do you have proof of that claim?
No, I said it could have been.
Oh, cool. It could also be powered by magical unicorn farts. Who really cares?
Well, anyone that's seen that video could see that the air are not reacting like air that would be in zero gravity or like a kind of like in water. So the air don't stay straight in the air if you start flipping and turning around. They stay right in the air. You saw the video,
and
right?
What reference do you have to being in zero gravity that you can say that with certainty?
Well, we can see the air of the girls in the zero-G plane. And the air are like floating all around.
And
Like
her
they would
hair
be-
clearly floats all around. As she moves, it goes...
No,
"Ooh."
no, they don't float all
No,
around.
I've
They
actually...
stay right straight.
In this very argument with another flat earther, I played the video in slow motion showing that her head moves, and then in the next 3 or 4 frames, the hair moves. Not all together.
Okay, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna look for the video. Okay, I have it on my profile.
Make sure you play it in slow
Somewhere,
motion
but
and
it's
check
far.
frame by frame, okay?
What?
Make sure you put it in slow motion and check frame by frame and watch what's happening.
Pretty far
And don't
on
deny
my
the things that are in
profile,
front of
but
your
I
eyes.
know it's somewhere.
Just want to say hello to Rachie in the chat and Planawalk. How you doing, my friend? So yeah,
Hey,
NASA,
what do you think about the Georgia Guidestone that exploded?
I mean, I don't really have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
What would you like me to say?
Your opinion? What do you think about it?
That it was a weird bit of history created by some crazy dude that wanted to, change America. I don't know.
R.G. Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fake name, but it was the guy that paid for the Georgia Guidestone in 1979.
Okay, cool.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the terrorist attack when they exploded. What do you think about it? Why they exploded?
I don't really have an opinion.
You don't, eh?
No.
You know there was a hole in the Georgia Guidestone that was fixed on Polaris, eh?
Well, no, it wasn't. From the time it was created to before it was destroyed, the position of Polaris within the star had actually moved by several.
Here, I have the video here.
Degrees.
I have the video.
Yeah. So just so you interrupted me as I was talking there, so you didn't hear what I said. During the time of the Georgia Guidestones being made in the 80s and before it was destroyed, the position of Polaris within the hole actually shifted a little bit. Not very much, because we don't expect it to shift that much, but it did actually shift from its exact position out every year. It moved the amount that we predicted it to, actually.
Okay, but...
Because Polaris changes position over time. We've got records of this.
What you just said is that Polaris moved.
Yeah, Polaris moves. We've got records of this.
But the hole in the Georgia Guidestone proved otherwise.
What, did you not listen to what I just said? I just said,
I did.
So within the Georgia Guidestone, if you look at the position of Polaris, its position within that hole actually changed slightly between when it was built in the 80s and when it was destroyed. So it didn't stay exactly the same. If the Georgia Guidestones remained standing, over years, Polaris would no longer be visible in it.
The hole in the Georgia Guidestone was fixed on Polaris. That's why
Not completely.
It was drilled.
Not for the whole time. This is just a claim, but it's actually wrong. The position of Polaris within that hole changed slightly. This is a fact.
Craig, you can do the same thing, eh? You can take a piece of wood, okay, and you spot Polaris, you drill a hole, fix on Polaris.
You are ignoring me, aren't you?
Okay. Don't do it in the tree, because the tree is going to grow and the hole is going to change its location. Okay, but take a piece of wood, spot Polaris, drill a hole so you can see Polaris through the hole, and you're going to see Polaris forever.
Except the Georgia Guidestones debunk that, because like I've said several times now, the position of Polaris in the circle of the Georgia Guidestones changed during the time it was standing.
Instead of spewing bullshit, why don't you do the experiment?
Again, the position of Polaris in that circle changed from when it was made to before it was destroyed. Are you not hearing the words?
Have you looked at it?
Yes,
have you looked at it?
I've researched it.
You've been to the Georgia Guidestone.
No, I don't need to go to it. I can research it and look at other people's research.
And
we know for a fact it changed.
You can hearsay. You can hearsay, eh?
I can hearsay, absolutely. So,
yeah.
Right, what you're looking at on the screen right now is evidence that Polaris moves in the sky over time. Sailors who use something like Polaris to help them with their navigation over the centuries have had to chart the changing position of Polaris throughout the years. The accuracy requires the same or more level of accuracy and information as the known position of celestial bodies. So Polaris moves very, very small, like a tiny amount in the sky each year. So tiny an amount that over the 30 or so years that the Georgia Guidestones were standing, it wouldn't have moved completely out of that circle. However, these are nautical almanacs created by sailors to chart the changing position of Polaris throughout the years so that they can accurately do celestial navigation. These nautical almanacs exist because Polaris changes position.
Yeah, Craig, I'm aware that Polaris move a little bit, but it's not. It always
comes we expect
back.
It to.
It rotates a little bit, but it's not like it's gonna change it and it's gonna be elsewhere in 1,000 years.
No, we don't expect it to.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be through the hole anymore. It's always gonna be through the hole.
We don't expect it to move.
It moves a little bit.
Yeah, it moves the amount we expect.
In the 80s, when in 1980, okay, it started in 79, and it was erected in 1980. The hull was fixed on Polaris, and last year, 2022, when it exploded, still it was fixed on Polaris. Polaris was moving, but you could see it through the hole.
You are wrong. You could still see it through the hole, but the position of it in the hole had shifted. So here's the hole, right? Originally, in like 1980, it was here. Before it was destroyed, it was over here. The position of Polaris changed in that hole, meaning Polaris moves.
So just to make sure I understand what you're saying that, let's say in 1,000 years, Polaris wouldn't have been in the hole anymore. You couldn't see it anymore.
Well,
in 1,000 years,
there is reports of around 1200 AD. Of sailors doing celestial navigation and reporting that the north celestial point was a blackness devoid of stars, which means that 1,000 years ago, Polaris wasn't the North Star. It was just a point of blackness, which means that in 1,000 years' time, it will probably be something else.
Okay, I heard that, but I also heard that it wasn't true. So I don't know what to believe because I wasn't there to verify. I wasn't there to verify.
So did you ever go to the Georgia Guidestones yourself?
What?
Did you ever go to the Georgia Guidestone yourself?
No.
So what you're telling me is entirely hearsay then, right?
Yeah, I admit it.
Okay, all right, so we can just ignore it, right?
But I saw a lot of people saying that, and the hole was there. The hole was there, and it was a touristic place. Like everyone could go there. They were taking pictures with the Georgia Guidestone, and they were all saying that all you can see Polaris. So
yeah, you can see it, but the
were they lying?
Moved the amount we expect.
There's a possibility that they were all lying. Yeah, it's just hearsay.
No one said they were lying, but again, the position of it within that hole had changed. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, I do, but this is just hearsay. Like, okay, I'm aware
this is recorded fact. You
aware
can't tell me what I say is hearsay when what you say is hearsay, okay?
Well, yeah, it is hearsay, but the hole was there, and people were going there all the time, and they were seeing Polaris. So
and they also saw it be in a slightly different position before it was destroyed to when it was made. The amount we expect. Polaris moves the amount we expect.
And to come back to my initial question, why do you think someone destroyed the Georgia
No idea.
Guidestone?
Haven't a clue in the slightest.
Okay. Me, I have I have a little idea.
Yeah. Okay, cool story. I mean, it's completely irrelevant to the shape of the Earth. So
yeah. Well, the Georgia Guidestone pretty much destroyed the heliocentric model.
No, it matched the heliocentric model. It showed the predictions that we expect with the heliocentric model.
Yeah.
So the opposite of what you just said.
Yeah, okay. And another thing about the stars, like I don't like to talk about the stars much because, you know, the shape of the Earth, I rather stay on the ground, like things like...
I mean, you haven't so far, but yeah.
Anyway, are you gonna let me talk?
Yep, sorry, I was just, it's a conversation, it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be about a comment that you made the other in the other debate last year. Like, you are aware that the stars, the constellation, they rotate. Okay, they, according to your model, they seem to be rotating over us, but according to your model, again, it's the Earth that rotates around the axis, and it looks like the stars are rotating, right?
Yes, because the Earth is rotating, which we've measured, yeah.
Okay. And what I was saying then is because all the stars, according to your model, correct me if I'm wrong, they are distant suns, right?
Yes, every star is a sun.
Distant sun, yeah.
Or possibly
with
a
all
galaxy.
the rotation, with all the rotation of a sun, with all their system, their own system, right?
Yeah, not necessarily every star has a solar system attached to it, but the majority of them do.
But they all rotate and spin and just like our sun, eh?
Yeah, I mean they have different rotations to our sun, but they, in general, they will have their own systems. Like the constellation TRAPPIST has, 7 planets, several of which are in that star's Goldilocks zone and appear relatively similar to Earth. But yeah, so what's your point?
But we agree that they all in movement according to your model.
Yeah.
Okay. What you were saying is because, okay, we agree that, okay, I'm not, and you're not either, a star expert, okay? But we all can spot, like, Polaris, the Big Dipper.
Unless you're in the southern
we all
hemisphere,
can spot,
of course.
okay? And we all can see that they rotate. Well, according to you, they seem to be rotating over us,
Yep.
okay?
Uh-huh.
And what you were saying, I'm getting to the point now, okay? It's we always see the same sky because you were saying that picture yourself, okay? You're gonna remember your example. If you're on a highway and you're rolling, you're in a car going at 100 miles per hour, for example, and there's another car going 100 miles per hour right beside you. It's gonna look like the car doesn't move, right? You remember you gave me your example?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Yeah, relative motion, yeah.
But the car, so it would have to go exactly the same speed and exactly the same angle. Like if there's a slight different angle or a slight difference of speed in 1,000 years, they won't be beside each other anymore, right?
No, not in 1,000 years. There's a very small amount. What's your point?
Well, my point is, if the stars, if we always see the same sky, because if you say no,
when we don't,
you're wrong. I suggest you observe the sky, okay? Because you gave me this example to justify why we always see the same sky. And now, a year later, you say, no, we don't always see the same sky.
Well, it changes from 6 months to 6 months, doesn't it? Because we're looking at different things, but,
Yeah, I know. It rotates, but every season, like every 1st of July, you're gonna see the same. The sky is gonna come back at the same location. You understand? It's rotate like that. Well, according to your model, it seems to be rotating. Okay.
Yeah.
But it would have to be every sun, every distant sun. And I mean, how many stars there is, you don't know. We don't know. There's too many of it, okay? They would have to have all the same speed of the Earth and all the same rotation of the Earth. So
no, not as the Earth.
It appears to stay always the same sky. Yeah.
Right, okay. This
Even if you say no,
This is very
Even
simple.
if you say no, it's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, the sky changes every 6 months, but we roughly see the same thing year to year. Not completely. It changes enough that we've had to add an extra zodiac.
What changes? What changes? Name me the
position
star
of the
that changes
constellations,
position.
for instance.
Name me the star that
all of
changes
them.
position.
Polaris, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it changed from left to right, south.
It moved again. I showed you the Nautical almanacs with the positions, right? But here's what you need to understand, Kevin. Right? Imagine this is our galaxy. Okay, this down here, tiny little bit, right? This is all of the stars that we can see in the night sky with our eyes. Every single star that we can see when we look up with our eyes, it's just in this tiny, tiny bit, all right? And this tiny, tiny bit that we're part of with the other stars is all orbiting the center of the galaxy at the same time. So all the stars that we see are moving with us around the center of the galaxy. So their position relative to us is going to stay the same.
All at the same speed.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should move at different speeds.
Yeah,
they
all
are
at the same speed.
Yeah,
and
again, there's
going
no reason why
exactly the same
There's
trajectory.
no reason why they should move at different speeds. There's no reason that should be the case.
Craig, you don't understand my example.
I do understand. Okay. There's no reason they should move at different speeds. However, it's not exactly the same.
So what you're saying?
Let me finish. It's not exactly the same, right? Because even though this tiny, tiny bit is all we see when we look up, and that entire bit, including all the stars in it, is orbiting, within that tiny bit, the position of the stars are moving slightly. Enough that we have had to add a 13th zodiac, because the zodiacs no longer match up to the position of the constellations in the sky, because the stars move over time the amount that we expect them to.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can register a parallax between stars.
Yes, that's quite easy to do, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm not asking you to tell me that right now because I know you have no clue. But next time we talk...
have experiments of parallax.
Okay, next time we talk, or you can send me in private, what are the name of the stars and what have you observed? This star have changed. This star is more distant than this one. And
okay, so just go to MC2.
Because now you're just saying
I'm about to give you the answer to your question.
Craig.
I'm about to give you the answer to your question. Go to mc2.net/Polaris, and there is a list of the moving position of stars, handily detailed in nautical almanacs for you to read.
Right. The only position that they change is they rotate around us. Well, according to your model, they seem to be rotating, but they don't move because they all go at the same speed as the Earth, and they all follow the same trajectory. Well, if they seem not to be moving, that's how it has to be. Like the car on the highway, they have to be exactly at the same speed.
Yeah, and so the other stars are moving the same speed as us.
Exactly at the same trajectory. Because if there's a slight difference of angle, the car are going separately. And if there's a slight difference of speed, the cars are not beside each other anymore.
Yeah. So
you agree with that?
The stars are going roughly the same speed. There's your answer.
All the same speed as the Earth. And they all follow the same trajectory.
Yes. Everything we see in the night sky is moving roughly the same speed as us in roughly the same direction.
Okay, so the distant suns, because they are suns, they're not planets. We're the third planet. Okay, yes. We're the third planet from the sun.
We are not a third planet.
But there's Mercury, Venus, Earth.
Oh, third.
We're the third planet. Okay, so we're not even a star. We're a planet. The third one from our star.
Correct.
But all the distant suns move not the same speed as our sun, but the same speed as the third planet from the sun. You realize
they're moving the same speed as our sun, and we're orbiting
Craig,
our sun.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
To you, that's called personal incredulity. Here's what you don't understand. We are orbiting our sun.
Anyone with the half a brain can understand what I'm saying here.
Well, obviously you don't have that half a brain, but here's what you don't understand. Okay. The orbit of the Earth around the sun is tiny compared to the distances between the stars. The closest star to us, apart from our sun, is Proxima Centauri, which is about 4.3 light years away. Okay, that distance.
But you can see, it with the naked eye.
I'm still talking. That
but you
distance,
can see it with the naked eye.
Again, I'm still talking. Right. So that distance, that 4.3 light years, is infinitely more than the distance between the sun and the Earth, which is 1 AU. So the orbit of the Earth around the sun will not affect the position of the stars very much. However, it does affect the position of the stars enough for us to make parallax measurements throughout the year.
Okay. Anyway, I completely disagree with you.
You can disagree with science and facts all you like. That just means you're wrong and you're proud of it.
Yeah, okay, I'm wrong, Craig. I just want to know
Everyone
something.
Heard that right? Can we clip that?
Have you ever, okay, because, okay, the flat earth movement and everything, it started like in 2014 or something. Okay. Before
Samuel
that.
Robotham would disagree.
What?
Samuel Robotham would disagree, but carry on.
Yeah, I know, but the modern flat earth movement, like, have you heard about flat earth before 2014? I didn't.
I don't know. I knew there was morons.
Well, before 2014, I never heard about flat earth. I heard about flat earth in 2014, and I didn't care. I just got into it in 2016.
Okay.
I don't know about you, okay? But before that, have you ever questioned yourself not about the shape of the Earth? What?
I question everything.
Yeah, because I told you before, when I was very little, I believe that's before kindergarten, okay? I was in the highway with my mom, and I asked her, are you sure the Earth is round because it looks pretty flat? And she told me the usual narrative. Oh yeah, if it looks flat, therefore it's flat. Oh, you're such a moron, you don't understand science. So what the scientific way is, it looks flat, therefore it's round, it spin, it rotate, and la 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 la.
Maybe you mean does something different to me when you say
it
science.
Looks
I'm
flat,
not sure.
It looks flat, therefore it's
it
flat.
Doesn't look flat,
it's
though.
moron. Eh?
It doesn't look flat, though. It doesn't look flat.
No, it doesn't look flat. No.
No.
Have you ever been to Canada?
The horizon disproves flatness. You know.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a horizon if the Earth was flat.
I cross Canada by land, and it's pretty fucking flat in Canada.
Canada's definitely not flat. There's a lot of mountains. I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're aware of that? Go to the prairies. Cross Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta.
Well,
At
we
the
know
end of
that the
Alberta,
American continent
there's
isn't
the
flat
Rocky
because in the 1800s, the measurement taken, which was called the transcontinental triangulation of the American arc of the parallel, actually measured the continental United States and the curvature across it, calculating the radius of the Earth from the measurements. So Canada can't be flat because it's attached to the United States, which definitely isn't flat.
But anyway, when you talk about the mountains are not part of the curve, you know? If the Earth is round, if I ever accept the round Earth model, which I won't, but let's say I accept
because
it,
you refuse
the mountain,
to accept reality,
the mountain are not part of the curve. The mountain are
we're aware of this, but the curve has actually been measured. Like I just said, the transcontinental triangulation of the American arc of the parallel measured the curve of the Earth across the continental United States of America. Now, unless Canada is detached from the continental United States of America, Canada can't be flat because America was measured to not be flat.
But what I was saying is I was in a car with my mom and I said it looks flat. And you can't deny that if you cross the prairies in Canada,
that didn't happen.
It looks fucking flat. Have you ever been to the prairies in Canada? That conversation,
Kevin, didn't happen.
What?
That conversation with your mother, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that happened. When I was like, why would I say that if that didn't happen?
Because you're a flat earther and you #got a lie to Flerf. That's
You're
something
such a
that didn't
moron.
happen. That is something that did not happen.
Why would I say that? That makes no sense.
Earther.
Why do you say that didn't happen?
Because you're a
I'm
flat
telling
earther
you
and
that
that's not a conversation
when I
that
was
happened.
little, I asked my mom,
Get your mum on the phone.
You sure the Earth is round because it looks flat?
Is your mum still with us?
Yeah.
Why don't you get her on the phone and tell us about, ask her about this conversation?
Okay.
Do you think if we phoned your mum right now, she would
Sure.
remember this conversation?
Yeah. But
Really?
my mom, she had a stroke, okay? I'm going to call her, but she has problem talking. But
Okay, right.
I know she
if your mum's had a stroke, then I would rather we don't. If that's the case, out of respect
she
for
has
your
a good
mum,
memory. She has a good memory. I asked her something the other day that happened when we were little, and she remembered. So she may remember that. I don't know. Let's call her.
Okay, as long as
But
you're happy with that, I don't. If your mum generally had a stroke, I don't want to harass her. But if you're okay with that,
no, yeah. But the thing is, since her stroke, she doesn't speak English anymore. So you're gonna have to have someone to translate. Oh, speaker.
there's French people in my chat, so they can translate.
Yeah, sure.
Oui, monsieur Dufresne, justement, je pensais à vous appeler après ma petite, un autre 10 minutes à peu près. Je suis en train de finir une game de football. Je suis un footballeur, moi.
Ah, François, c'est Kev.
Ah, excuse-moi. Attends une minute. C'est quoi ton numéro déjà?
Ben là, je peux pas le dire parce que je suis en plein sur l'Internet.
Ah, ok, ok.
He wants my number.
Ça ressemblait beaucoup au numéro de mes amis. Je pensais que c'était lui.
Moi, je me... Oui, s'il vous plaît.
Attends, ça passe.
Oui.
Bonjour, maman, ça va bien?
Bonjour, Kevin John. Ça va bien, merci.
Hey, je me demandais, maman, là, parce que je sais que tu as quand même une bonne mémoire, là, même depuis ton accident, là, parce que je t'ai déjà demandé des affaires qui sont arrivées quand on était bien petits, là. Mais
Oui.
est-ce que tu t'en souviens, un moment donné, on était en auto, sur l'autoroute, puis on était à une place que c'était plat. Puis je t'ai demandé, maman, est-ce que tu es sûre que la Terre est ronde parce que ça a l'air pas mal plat? Puis tu m'avais dit, on est tellement petit qu'on peut pas voir que la Terre est plate, mais elle est ronde. Est-ce que tu te souviens de cette conversation-là?
Oh Seigneur, non.
Oh, OK, she doesn't remember.
Ok.
OK, c'est correct, maman, parce que je me suis fait traiter de menteur, là, que c'était pas arrivé, cette conversation-là, mais OK, c'est beau.
Merci beaucoup.
Fait que je t'aime beaucoup, maman.
Kevin John,
Quoi?
pourquoi tu dis que la Terre est plate?
Parce que j'ai bien des raisons de le croire, mais on en parlera une autre fois, OK, maman?
OK.
Je t'aime beaucoup. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Merci beaucoup.
She doesn't remember,
Kevin,
but
I've got to say,
that
she sounds
doesn't...
like an adorable woman.
Yeah. But she doesn't remember, but that doesn't mean that the conversation didn't happen, because why would I talk about this? Why would I say that? Anyway, the initial point was, I was asking you, have you ever questioned yourself? Like I talked to you before about the stars. You know the meme that I sent you this morning of my character?
Yeah, which I've added to my list.
We can see stars from the past with the naked eye. That's something that I always thought it was fishy. Like the main narrative says, oh, the stars, they're so far away. They're light years away. So they're so far that what you see is not actually there. It's in the past. And the stars you're looking at may be dead at the moment you're looking at it. And it's, the main narrative.
Like for instance, the one closest to us, Proxima Centauri, like 4.4 light years away. The light from that star left that star over 4 years ago.
What?
The light from that star, from Proxima Centauri, the light from that star left that star over 4 years ago. So when that light comes to our eyes, we are seeing light that was generated over 4 years ago. Yeah, I know the narrative.
Ago. Craig,
but it's the same with everything, right? Hold your hand up in front of your face and look at your hand. You are seeing your hand.
The refraction that you see. It's not your
ignore
hand.
Refraction
your
right
hand,
now.
It's in the past. I know it. I know everything you're going to say.
You are seeing your hand slightly back in time because light travels.
I know what you're going to say. You just regurgitate the narrative.
Well, no,
that's what
I know
that's
that
what I was
travels.
telling you
light
today
traveling is a thing.
when you said, "Oh yeah, I love to teach," you don't teach. You regurgitate the narrative.
No,
I know what
I
you're
teach
gonna say.
physics.
Yeah, but
So
you don't
do you
teach
disagree
anything
with?
because I
Do
knew
you
what you were
disagree?
gonna say.
Okay. Do you disagree that light travels?
No, I don't disagree.
Well, therefore, the light from the stars is looking into the past. No matter what distance, even if they are stars in, even if they are lights in the firmament, which
like
they're not,
you were
you would
talking
still.
about my
Hold on. Let me finish. Even if they were just little lights in the firmament, right? Which they're not. But even if they were, we would still be looking into the past when we saw them.
Yeah, technically yes, because I look at my screen and it's in the past. It travels to the light from my screen travels. It doesn't take time.
So
yes.
what's the issue with the light from distant stars?
But do you really believe? Well, I'm not asking you because I know you do believe.
I don't know. I don't have beliefs. I base my position on logic and evidence.
Yeah. Okay. But when you look at the star, when you when you look up and you see the star, and it's there. Like me, I thought it was fishy, and I still think it's fishy.
Personal
I think it makes no sense that it's in the past. It's so far
Personal
away.
Incredulity. Yeah.
Okay, and
we can measure how far away they are. We can use parallax and other measurements. We can use it's got to be in a container. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, we can use methods of measuring the light from stars. You know, spectroscopy. We can use spectroscopy to measure the light from stars and how far that light's traveled. We can look at the redshift to see where it's come from and you know what distance movement the stars have made for the light to come to us. We can measure these things. We know that the light has traveled great distances because of the way the light comes to us.
Anyway.
Yeah, thanks guys. I forgot the word for a sec.
Well, I know anyway what you believe. I know that I'm not gonna convince you that the star that you're looking at, it's there, because that's not what the narrative says.
Well, no, because we measured it to not be that.
Yeah, by triangulation. Hey, have you? Speaking of triangulation, have you read King's Dethrone?
Have I read what? Sorry.
King's Dethrone from 1922.
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, this is the history of the heliocentric model. I suggested to you. Okay.
Oh, you can get it. George, what's his name? The Catholic dude, yeah.
I think the author is something like Hendrix or Henrix, something like that. I don't know. Well, I listened to the audiobook read by Eric Dubé. You may like it or like him or not. He's just reading the book. Here, Eric Dubé reads a lot of books on the internet. It's fun because you can just listen to the book while you're doing your stuff. While I cleaning my house, I listen to audiobooks. You've read Spiritual Science. I think he's the author of this book, but it's gathering of a lot of experiment. Like I'll come back to King's Dethrone in a bit. Like, you know, they plug lie detector on plants, and the plants not only they feel pain, but they are telepathic. Did you know that?
Plants are telepathic. Okay, cool.
Well, there's an expert, a really known expert. I don't remember his name, in lie detector. Okay, they plug lie detector on the plant.
You know, lie detectors are pseudoscience, right? They're not a real thing. They don't actually work.
Well, they're not accepted in court, but
in science in general, they are literal pseudoscience.
But you can read the reaction. You saw the needle moving when you have a reaction, when you're nervous. Okay.
So just to be clear, you said the lie detector detected that the plants were telepathic, right?
Yeah, hear me out. Okay. First of all, they were burning they were burning a leaf with a match. Okay, and the plant started reacting when the guy was just pulling out his pack of matches. And not only that, It was reacting when he was thinking, I'm going to put out my matches and burning the leaf. Well, that's what it says in the book. I didn't do the test myself. Smoking crack?
Hilarious. Definitely not crack, weed.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, to come back to King's Dethrone, it's the history of the heliocentric model. And do you know who Hipparchus is?
No.
The whole heliocentric model is based on Hipparchus' claim that he said, okay, speaking of the stars are infinite distance, okay? So
Okay.
your whole belief is based on someone. So your whole belief is based on someone you have no clue who he is. Okay, that's how clueless you are, Craig.
I don't have a belief, and I don't base my position on what one person said. I base my position on the totality of logic and evidence. What one person said or who they are is irrelevant.
And no one throughout history dared contradict Hipparchus because he was such a respected scientist, okay? And he claimed that the stars were infinite distant, okay? So all the scientists that follow Hipparchus start with a preconceived idea that the stars are infinite distance.
No, this isn't preconceived, it's just the fact we've measured.
Did you measure it?
I've done some parallax measurements, yeah.
Yeah, okay. With triangulation?
With parallax measurements.
Okay. In King's Dethrone, okay, which explain the model which you believe in, okay?
I don't have a belief. You keep saying you believe in. I do not have a belief. I base my position on logic and evidence. And just to be clear, I do not follow the heliocentric model because I do not think that the sun is the center of the universe.
Okay. Fuck, I lost my train of thought because you interrupted me. Okay. All the scientists that follow Hipparchus didn't want to contradict him because he was such a respected scientist. Oh, yeah, I know what I wanted to say. Okay. So they measured, speaking of measurement, they measured the distance of the stars by triangulation. Okay. And Hipparchus is the one that created triangulation. Okay,
parallax.
By the way,
you keep saying triangulation, it's parallax.
Whatever, okay, you know what triangulation is. In the book, they say triangulation. So I'm saying what they say in the book, okay? A parallax is when you can register a longer distance or a shorter distance between the stars. That's what a parallax is. Triangulation is when you measure, you have two points, okay? And you can measure a third point by knowing exactly where are your two other points. You understand?
Yeah.
But you know, you have degrees, and you know better than me. You have degrees, okay? But
I do. I have 2 degrees, correct?
Okay, well, hear me out. How the distance of the stars were calculated in the model which you believe in?
I don't have a belief. Stop strawmanning me.
If you say so. Okay.
I don't know how I have to keep repeating the same words. I base my position on logic and evidence.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to explain to you what you base your belief on. Okay?
I don't have a belief. I base my position on logic and evidence. Stop strawmanning me.
Yeah. Listen to me. The stars have been calculated by triangulation, okay?
Parallax.
The first point, okay, to calculate with triangulation, you have to have
parallax,
2 points that you know exactly where they are. Okay. For example, if I take London, Montreal, distance, the sun. Okay. For example. Okay. Now the first point was the Earth, which has a lot of movement. The second point, you know what was the second point? It was like, oh, it must be there. It was just, I'm searching for a word here, language barrier. It was speculation. You speculate, you have the Earth, your first point, Yeah, that's what your model is based on.
No.
Okay. King's dethroned.
So the measurements are actually taken. Right. So
Listen.
the problem is, what you don't understand is the measurements aren't taken like that. The measurements, what you would do is you would look at the position of the stars from 2 different points in Earth's rotation orbit around the sun, and then use the different angles from the different positions in Earth's orbit, taken at different times throughout the year, to then do the parallax measurements of the thing in the sky. What you said,
but you understand that
didn't happen.
To come back to my example of London and Montreal, okay, on the Earth, okay, even if the Earth moves and everything, London and Montreal, they're not going to move from each other. They're always going to be at the same distance from each other. So we can take those 2 points and we know where is London and Montreal. But if we calculate through the universe, you can take Earth as a point because it moved through the universe. There's a lot of movement. So that's your first point. Your first point moves. Okay?
You realize that it's done. It's a snapshot in time, for instance. It's not over time. They don't take the measurement and go, it's, what's it at this particular point in time? Boom. Nothing's moving when you take the measurement because it's a snapshot in time.
And I just want to say, King's Dethrone is not a flattered book per se. It's only the history of the heliocentric model. The author
again, I don't use the heliocentric. I don't know why you're talking about the heliocentric model, because I don't think that we have a heliocentric model, because I don't think that the sun is the center
I understand.
of the universe.
I know where you're going with that, because nowadays the sun is not like on your picture there in the center, okay, anymore.
Well, it's in the center of our solar system, but the sun is not the center of the universe. Behind us now,
on your picture behind us now, the sun is at the center.
Of the solar system, yeah. The sun is at the center of the solar system, not the center of the universe.
Yeah, because it don't show the movement where it shoots from the Big Bang, eh?
Sorry?
Are you distracted or something?
Sorry, my wife's just asking me one thing. Give me a sec. What do you need?
Code.
For what?
I just tried to pay something on PayPal.
720084.
Thanks.
What you paying?
So I can watch something on telly.
Right, okay. Sorry, carry on. My wife needed something.
Yeah, so the author is Hendrix or something. I don't remember his name, okay? Just look it up.
Right.
He doesn't share his opinion. Like, he's not saying, I think the Earth is flat because blah, blah, blah. He's just exposing, okay, the heliocentric model, how it crawled into the science book and the accepted science. He doesn't say, I don't believe in it. He's just exposing. So there's a shill the other day, okay? I posted a link to the audiobook, and he went to get it on the internet to read, okay? So I know you can read it on the internet for free if you don't like Eric Dubé's voice. Listen to me, okay? And he says, it's a series of miscalculation. And I was like, I didn't reply to him, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what the heliocentric model is, a series of miscalculation and speculation based on absolutely bullshit.
We do actual measurements. So what you are doing here is a particular logical fallacy called the old authority fallacy, right?
Well,
you are. Let me explain. You are referring to something said over 100 years ago that was at the time considered as an authority on the subject, whilst ignoring.
It's still the story
let
of
me
the.
finish. Let me
it
finish.
Didn't change.
Well, let me finish. Right. Whilst at the same time ignoring all of the relevant data that we have collected since that time to confirm the notion of a heliocentric model, or however you want to describe it. We don't care what that one person said or what he came up with or how they did it. It doesn't matter because
it wasn't Copernicus and Galileo
let me
anymore.
finish. Just let me finish. Right. In the interim 100 years from that book to now, we have done many more experiments and gathered much more data to confirm our position in the universe. What you are saying is irrelevant.
Okay. So Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton, all of them are not relevant anymore because it's been a long
We know
time.
a lot more. Like, for instance, Newton assumed that gravity was an instantaneous transfer. However, we now know that it actually propagates at the speed of light. So we don't use Newton as an authority on everything because we have gathered more data and increased our knowledge and understanding since that point. Look, you have committed the logical fallacy called the old authority fallacy.
Okay. Anyway, I suggest you read it or listen to it.
I mean, I don't need to. It's irrelevant.
No? Maybe you're going to learn who Hipparchus was?
I don't need to. It's irrelevant.
No? Okay.
None of it disproves the shape of the Earth in any way.
There's another interesting audiobook that I listened to. It's called, it is literally a flat Earth book, though. It's called Does the Earth Rotate? No. Okay? And in that book, okay, they calculate by triangulation, okay? It's 3 minutes in, okay? So you don't have to listen to the whole audiobook. You can, the YouTube doesn't hide it. You know, the algorithm hides flat Earth video, but it doesn't hide it. So if you type, Does the Earth Rotate? No, audiobook, Eric Dubé, you're gonna get it. And it's 3 minutes in, okay? It's very interesting. The guy calculates the distance of Polaris, okay, by the angle, because Polaris is fixed in our sky.
Oh, sorry, I know where you're going. Carry on.
Okay, so he goes in a lot of city, okay, New Zealand, London, he names a lot of city, okay, everywhere around the world, and he calculates the angle from there, and he triangulate, and he calculates the distance of Polaris. It's roughly 4,000 and something miles.
Yeah, you can't do it on the flat Earth. I don't know how he attempted to do the maths, but you literally can't do that on the flat Earth because you get conflicting positions for the height of Polaris or any other thing. I went over the maths and debunked that thoroughly when I did my video debunking the whole sextant argument.
Craig, you're embarrassing yourself here.
Give me a second, I'll bring it up and show you. That's what she said. Finals. Okay. Right, let me just bring this up and I will play the relevant part of the video to show how stupid of a suggestion that is, that it gives the...
Are you going to play Does the Earth Rotate? No?
You want me to play an audiobook as well? I mean, you just told us what it says, so we don't need to hear the book, right? But it's very, very easy to debunk. Let me get the right part.
Zero way of figuring out how far away you are from the GP of that star. You would have to know the lengths of one of these sides to get any useful information from what you've done. So if you have to know maybe the length of this flat Earth, if you're claiming a sextant measures the way it does. But let's move another 69.1 miles away from the GP of pure simple trigonometry. Every flat Earth uses Polaris in the sky reduces by 1 degree. Now using your...
So what this is showing is that if you go 69.1 miles away from the North Pole, where Polaris is directly above you, there'll be, 1 degree of height, of difference between straight up and away, right? So it's now, instead of 90 degrees, it's 89 degrees. And you can use that to calculate what the apparent height of Polaris is.
Our method of right-angled triangles for celestial navigation, we can gather some data. We now know the length of the adjacent and the angle here. So doing some simple trigonometry, we can figure out that the height of the opposite is 3,953, and that means on a flat Earth, Polaris is exactly 3,953 miles up.
So, if you go 69.1 miles away from the GP of Polaris, and you do this calculation, you will find that Polaris is exactly 3,953 miles, okay? Here's where the problems kick in.
If you're claiming a sextant measures the way it does, but let's move another 69.1 miles away from the GP of Polaris. So
now we are 138.2 miles away from the GP of Polaris. So the angle to Polaris is now 88 degrees instead of 90. It's changed by 2 degrees because we've gone 2 lots of 69.1 miles, okay?
This angle is 88, and as we know that every 69.1 miles, in reality that angle drops by 1 degree. So the adjacent is now 138 miles. Let's do some trig and figure out now, based on the real life data, Polaris is exactly 3,952 miles up.
Right, so there's the first issue. By changing only 1 degree, we now have conflicting positions for Polaris. 3953 and now 3952. Let's go a bit further.
Seems to have dropped by 1 mile for some reason. Let's try again and go a bit further. Now let's say we are 1,725 miles away from the GP of Polaris. The angle to Polaris at this distance in reality is 75 degrees. Doing some trig, we find out that now Polaris is 3,699 miles in the sky. So it's simple. Unless there are...
So, you see the problem, right? When you do the trigonometric function to find the position of Polaris in the sky, based on the angle measurement from where you are on Earth, every position you measure it from gives you conflicting positions for the height of Polaris. The reason for this is that it doesn't work on a flat Earth, right? But if you do the same thing on a globe, every 69.1 miles and that 1 degree, what you find is that the light coming from Polaris is parallel.
The light, you measure the light. You don't measure.
Well, of course we measure the light because that's
Polaris,
how you see things.
You measure
right?
the light that you see. Okay.
That's what I mean. That's what even in the thing you were talking about. That's what they were doing, right? But the problem is that when you do it on the flat Earth, you every 69.1 miles that you move and you change that angle by 1 degree, you end up with conflicting positions for how high Polaris is in the sky. We had 3592, we had 3953, and now we've got 3699. It changes. So the Earth, either Polaris is in multiple positions at the same time, or the Earth isn't flat.
Okay, so what you're saying is, just a second, okay, I'm going to shut down a couple of windows that bothering me. So what you're saying is on a flat Earth, it's impossible by triangulation, like the guy did in, does the Earth rotate? No. To calculate, because on the flat Earth model, Polaris is there and the star rotate around Polaris, and the Earth doesn't move. So on the flat Earth, you can calculate by triangulation. If you say London, New Zealand, Montreal, Vancouver, Los Angeles, and you calculate the angle from every city of the Earth doesn't move, Polaris doesn't move, you can calculate the speed, not the speed, I mean the distance by triangulation.
Yeah, and I've just shown you it doesn't work.
But you can on a globe when everything is moving and rotating, and that makes sense, Greg. That makes sense.
But what again, you've just done your personal incredulity thing. It works on a globe because when you take your measurements, it's a snapshot in time. That
makes as much sense as...
Are you going to do more personal incredulity? Go on, be personally incredulous. Do it.
Look.
I dare you to be personally incredulous. Go on.
Anyone with half a brain could understand.
I demand you to be personally incredulous. Follow my commands.
Okay, let's take, for example, something else than the Earth,
Oh yeah, and New Zealand's not a city, just...
let's take something else. Let's take this plate, for example, and let's not pretend this is the Earth. This is just a plate that I hold in my hand, And let's take this baseball, for example, and it's there, and it doesn't move, Can you calculate by triangulation if you take a spot that doesn't move in the plate, another spot, and you can calculate the distance of the baseball from the plate?
If you were to measure the angles to it from different positions on the plate, yes.
Yeah.
But you don't need, you only
I'm
need
not
to measure
done
it
yet.
from one position.
I'm not done yet.
Just so you know.
I'm not done yet. Let's take this ball. Let's not pretend it's the Earth. I'm just saying, take this ball and this baseball, Now make them rotate and all, I'm not saying this is Polaris and this is the Earth. I'm not saying it. I'm saying
But they're all moving relative
make
together.
them
and
make
you
them
do it
the
as
same rotations, okay? That
yeah.
Polaris and the Earth make.
It's fine.
But
There's no
it's
issue
more
here.
possible. It's more possible that when it's
Prove
gonna
it.
move to measure a triangulation, yeah,
But-
yeah,
but
Craig,
it-
that makes
no.
sense. Math,
Again,
science.
well done for
science.
following my commands and being personally incredulous. I appreciate you doing exactly as I commanded you to. Well done. So what you're doing is going, doesn't make sense to me, therefore it's not true. I don't give a fuck if you don't understand basic mathematics. It doesn't matter.
Are you
I
pissed
just
off?
mathematically
You pissed off,
proved.
Fred?
I just mathematically
pissed off?
proved to you. I just mathematically proved to you
Yeah.
that the Earth can't be flat based on the position of Polaris. If the Earth is flat, then Polaris exists in more than one place at the same time, based on
You're
measurements
embarrassing
in
yourself,
reality.
man. Hey,
Your laugh of personal incredulity is what feeds me. Please give me more stupidity.
Okay. More stupidity? Who
Thank
invented
you.
the Big Bang? Who
What about
invented
the
the
Big
Big Bang?
Who-
What?
No one invented the Big Bang.
Who invented it? Who came up with the Big Bang theory?
Some dude called George, originally.
Yeah, I saw the show when you didn't know, you had no clue, and you
Yeah,
Googled
again,
it.
it doesn't
okay?
matter who came up with it. That's
No,
irrelevant.
no. Hey, okay, you learned that from a flat earther. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Who
Flat Earthers
invented
like
the Big
irrelevant information. I don't care
And-
about who made it,
Hey.
who came up with it originally. That's irrelevant. Doesn't
Hey,
matter
you
to
know,
me.
you know who James Drury is?
Yeah, a dumbass, a complete and utter
Yeah,
moron
okay.
that's terrified of me.
Yeah, he's so terrified. He doesn't care about
I challenged him
flat
to a
Earth, but-
boxing match and he ran away.
Hey, he asked me to ask you why, when you had no clue who George Lemaitre was, you Googled it and you made it look like you knew it, but you were reading it. And because his name is a French name, you had no clue how to pronounce it. You said George Lemaitre. It's George Lemaitre. George Lemaitre created the Big Bang.
if I don't know the answer
He's
to
a
something, I
Catholic
look it up.
priest.
Cool.
He's a priest.
Yeah, irrelevant.
And,
It doesn't matter.
Before that, the flat earther asked you, do you know who came up with the Big Bang or whatever you want to say?
Yeah, and it
And you
doesn't
said,
matter.
oh,
It's
hey,
irrelevant.
listen to me. You said, oh, if you're going to tell me it's a priest or whatever, you're wrong. And you Google it, and it's a priest, it's George Lemaitre.
I didn't say he was wrong to say it was a priest.
Yeah, you did.
No.
You did.
And again,
it's on video. It's on the internet.
Yeah, I
You
said
want
I
me to
don't
put
know.
out the video?
I said if you know it's a priest, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Right? It is
What, you-
irrelevant to the facts. Okay.
Okay. First of all, you
Right,
said
Kevin,
you had no clue
listen,
who
listen,
created the Big Bang.
Kevin, listen. It is irrelevant who came up with the original theory of the Big Bang. It does not matter to this conversation. The Big Bang is irrelevant to the shape of the Earth anyway. But even if we're talking about the Big Bang, talking about George is irrelevant. I don't care who originally came up with it.
I come
it
up
doesn't
with that
matter.
because James Drury wanted me to ask you, why did you pretend to know who created the Big Bang when that flat earther asked you, and you pretended to know, but you Googled.
I didn't.
You Googled and it was.
Yeah, okay, I didn't. It's irrelevant. Let's get on with the conversation.
Hey, say it again.
What is your point?
George
Yeah.
Lemaitre. It's
Yeah, okay,
Georges
and
Lemaitre.
yeah, cool. It's a dude called George. Who cares? What is your point about it?
Say it, Lemaitre.
Nah, some dude called George. Georgie Porgy. That's who I'm calling him.
It means the master.
It's G to the E to the O-R-G-E. That's who I'm calling it. That is his name.
Georges Lemaitre.
Big G. I am calling the
Say
man
it.
the Big G. Big G, Papa Big G. That's what we're going to call him. G to the E to the O-R-G-E. Papa Big G. That's his name.
Science. You understand? You understand now how stupid you are?
No, I'm definitely not stupid because I didn't know somebody's
No.
name. Holding
it.
irrelevant information in my head is not important.
Who came up with the Big Bang? Georges
Don't care.
Lemaitre.
Don't
Georges
care.
Lemaitre.
Do
Say
not
it.
care.
I told you I was gonna. I was
Yeah,
gonna help
and I
with
told
the
you that I
pronunciation.
do not care. It does not matter to me. It is
Okay.
irrelevant.
Okay, so you didn't say to that flat earther that he's wrong.
I don't care what I said or what I didn't say
priest?
to the flat earther. It's irrelevant. I do not care who originally thought of the Big Bang. It is irrelevant. I do not care. I do not care. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me because it's irrelevant and I don't care. I've said it many different ways now. Do you understand?
Are you pissed off now? Does your heart beat?
Dave, everyone's dead, Dave. Dave, they're all dead. Dave, everyone's dead, Dave. Dave, they're all dead, Dave. Everyone is dead, Dave.
So,
a little bit of red dwarf.
Is there something else you want to talk about?
Well, you wanted to talk about water. I'm not sure why.
Oh, yeah, true. We didn't talk about water yet, eh? Well, I wanted to start with water, but we're going to end with water. And I'm going to be very brief, okay? Because I'm done with you for now. I'm going to come back on your channel. It's fun. It's fun to own.
Oh, it's definitely fun.
Okay?
I very much enjoy exposing stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Okay? Water. Okay?
Water. There's a T there. It's water. Yes. What about dihydrogen monoxide in particular are we talking about?
You can see it.
I see that glass of dihydrogen monoxide, yes.
This is science. It lies flat. Water at rest lies flat.
When you say science, I don't think you mean the same as the rest of us, because the water in that glass is not flat. Look at the sides. The meniscus is curved.
Yeah, I know. Okay, go see a video that I made on my YouTube channel. The first video I uploaded, I talk about you when you say, "Oh, look at the side." Yeah, the side. But if
so we
you
agree,
go, okay,
we agree that water isn't flat, correct?
It is flat.
Well, no, it's not.
Look,
There's curves at the edges called the meniscus,
check it out,
therefore
Craig,
it's not
okay?
flat.
We're gonna do a little science, okay? Right in front of your camera, right
Again,
on
when
your
you say
website.
science, I'm pretty
Pour
sure you mean
water
something different
in
to the rest of us.
Okay?
All right, so we're doing science. What was your original observation?
Okay, check. Okay, water in the plate.
Hold
okay?
on, we're doing science.
Side,
what was the observation?
Side, you're right. There's a little curve here, but
yeah, because water's
in
not
the
flat.
center, in the center, if you freeze the water and you measure it with a level,
I guarantee it would not be flat if you froze it.
Okay,
nope, it wouldn't be.
In the pool. Let's say an Olympic pool.
Water's not flat in a
pool.
Water's curved.
Are you gonna listen or are you just gonna interrupt?
I mean, I'm just telling you how wrong you are. The water on that plate wasn't flat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before telling me I'm wrong, just hear out what I have to say. Okay.
Okay. Carry on. I will let you spout some stupid for a minute. On you go.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
I'll have another bomb.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Olympic pool. Okay. You open the window in the winter. There's no wind. It freezes the way it is. Okay, the way it lies, flat. Oh, the side, on the side, it may be there may be a slight
How did you confirm it's
listen
flat?
to me. Hey, listen to me spew some stupid before telling me.
I just want to know how you confirmed it was flat. That's all. If what did you do to confirm when it was frozen it was flat? Just out of interest.
Okay, so the water freezes in the Olympic pool. Okay, on the side. Okay, I'm saying
because
an Olympic pool. What?
Because you got the window open.
Yeah.
It's managed to freeze an entire Olympic pool because the window was open.
Yeah, in the winter.
Is this Olympic pool in the Antarctic or?
When it's minus 30 in the winter here in Quebec, you leave the window open. The whole pool's gonna freeze. The surface is gonna freeze. Okay, and it's gonna freeze as it lies flat. Okay, and you put a level in the middle of the pool, and it's gonna measure flat. Okay,
have you got any evidence of this?
Well, you can make the experiment.
Well, no, it's your experiment. So, what evidence?
I'm
assuming you've recorded this experiment, right?
I challenge you to make the experiment.
Oh no, it's your experiment. You would need to be the one to do it.
Oh, me, I know I can observe water. Water lies flat. I know.
So
I don't need.
You've made a claim. What evidence do you have?
What evidence? Can you look at the water? Yes, you're right. On the side, there would be a slight curve, but that doesn't have any influence of in the middle. So what you're saying, okay? If you're saying, oh yeah, there's a slight curve on the side, and on my video on my YouTube channel, I film it very close and I say, yeah, it's right. There's a little curve, and I even make a drop in a plate, and it's like a bubble, you know. But you have to understand scale. That's what I say in my video. The globies like to say that scale. If you think that on a globe, okay, the water can curve and it's going to make a bubble like that, you don't understand scale. I don't care if you have physics degree or whatever. Okay. Hey, have you heard of the term water mountain?
Yeah, a troll made it up.
Yeah, it's genius. It's genius. Okay.
It's really not. It was made up by a troll called Patrick Butler, who's in the chat right now.
Yeah. Well, it's genius. Water mountain. Okay, because it's ridiculous. Eh? We both agree that water mountain is ridiculous. Hey? Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Okay. But if you look at the globe, do you have a globe at home?
Yeah, I've got one here in my hand that's 1 to 125 million scale.
Okay. Well, there are your water mountains. That's what you believe in. Water mountains. That's what it is. It's a big bubble. That's what it is, water mountain.
There's
and
no
what
big
is
bubble
genius,
of water.
hey.
You don't even know what level means.
Hey, listen to me. What is genius about that term? I know who Patrick Butler is. I thought it was a flat earther who made up that term, but if it's a glober, it's even better because, okay, you say
He's making
water mountain.
fun of you morons for thinking that water mountains are a thing, and you are currently.
I don't think they're a thing. I don't think water mountain exists.
You spoke for a while. Now it's my turn. Right. You are wrong.
I'm not
water
done. I'm not done.
It's too late. I've given you your time. It's my time to talk now. You are wrong. Water is not flat. It's measured to not be flat. Right? So there are things called tow tanks. Tow tanks are typically very long, shallow pools of water that are used for testing ship design, studying wave behavior, conducting various kinds of hydrodynamic research, and they can be hundreds of meters long and need to be extremely straight and level to ensure accurate test results. However, because of the size of the Earth and the concept of the curvature of the Earth, a sufficiently long straight line will not remain.
You're reading.
Will
we can
not
see
remain
you're
level
reading.
with the Earth's surface. Yes, I am reading my notes. Correct. Well done. This is because the Earth is roughly spherical in shape and long enough that it is straight, as in not curving with the Earth, would in essence start to lift off from the surface of the Earth. For a tow tank to function correctly, and for experiments to be accurate, it is crucial that the water in the tank remains level, with a consistent depth throughout. The tank, therefore, needs to follow the curvature of the Earth in order to maintain this consistent depth. There is a tow tank facility in Newcastle that has tow tanks that are maybe 800 meters long. And the tow tanks have to bring in the vessels on rails and sit them in this tank of water. So they can then do things with the water to test the effects of it, right? Now, these rails that it's brought in on have to be level with the water. That means at every single point along that tow tank, the distance between the surface of the water and the rail has to be the same. So for that entire 800 meters length, there has to be an X amount of distance between the surface of the water and the rail. The interesting thing is, those rails are curved. Measured curved, engineered curved. As the engineer goes along and tests each section, it remains the same height above the water, but the entire rail over that 800 meters is curved. Interestingly enough, that curve matches the arc of the curve of the Earth. The conclusion of this is that
can
water...
I see it?
I haven't... Let me finish. Let me finish. The conclusion of this is that water cannot be flat. Thank you for your education today.
It's interesting. If it's true, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, just look up tow tank facilities. There are hundreds of them throughout the UK.
Because in real life,
last check, there is about 6,000 across the continental United States, all operating on the same concept.
Okay, if you can send me a link, that would be appreciated. Because
I'll
the
just
way I
send you a Google link
observe,
to a search to tow tank facilities. That
the
will
way
be
I
more than enough.
observe water, it lies flat. Okay, what you're saying, it's gonna take the shape of the container. So let's take, for example, okay, I'm gonna put, okay, this is, okay, yeah. This is a frying pan, okay? We can see the frying pan here. Oh, okay, it's on the other side, yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is, if, okay, the water is gonna follow the curve, okay? So if I put this lighter, I don't care, I'm gonna wet this lighter, I got many, okay? If I put this lighter in the bottom of the frying pan, and I put water in the frying pan, the water is gonna follow the curve of the lighter. It's not gonna lie flat at the surface. That's what you're saying?
No, that's not what I said in the
Well,
slightest. Well done for
that's pretty much
gaslighting
what
and
you're
strawmanning
saying.
me in the same sentence. I am saying that the... I said, well done for both gaslighting and strawmanning me in the same sentence. That was very impressive.
Well,
What I am
speaking
saying...
of strawman, I never said level, I said flat. And I chose my word because I knew you were going to strawman me.
Yeah, so water's not flat.
And you did.
It's level.
Well, I said flat.
Yeah, but you're wrong, because water isn't flat. It's level.
At the surface, it's not flat?
No, the surface of water is level.
Level to what?
The curvature of the Earth.
Oh, okay, the curvature.
Yeah, as proven by tow tank facilities.
Okay, so what you're saying is here in my plate, it's the water here, it's not level.
No,
it's not flat.
Well, it's not level to the plate. No, it'll be level
no,
to the surface
I mean
of the
it's
Earth.
not. I said level, but I mean flat. You said it's not flat.
No, it's not flat. The water in that plate will be level with the surface of the Earth.
The Earth or the plate?
Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. The water in that plate, if it was perfectly still sitting there, would be level with the surface of the Earth, not the plate.
Not the plate. So what?
Yes.
Man. That's only happening in your head.
No,
Do
in
you
reality, as I just explained to you,
understand
with
what you're
tow tank
saying?
facilities. Yeah,
Wow.
there's entire engineering, careers based on this knowledge, right? If what I'm saying isn't true, then everyone that has ever worked at a tow tank facility was doing it wrong.
I trust in my observation. I trust in my own intelligence, okay? When I
Well,
observe...
you definitely don't have any intelligence.
Okay, that's your opinion, but this stream proves otherwise.
No,
okay?
this stream proves that you don't understand many things, including what science is or what water does. Water is not flat. Water is level.
Do you know someone who owns an in-ground pool?
Do I know someone who owns an in-ground pool? My neighbor has an extremely large pool in their back garden. It's not buried into the ground, but it is on a surface.
I'm not asking you to go swim at your neighbor. I'm just asking you to observe the water in the pool. Okay.
Yeah, it will match the.
Do you understand what flat means? Okay. You can Google the definition of the word flat. Okay. And I'm going to ask you this question: is the water in the pool? Is the surface of the water is flat?
No, it's not. It's level. This is a fact. As I have just explained to you, the tow tank facilities show that the water is not flat. Water, when it's left still, is level, not flat.
Okay, let's move on, okay? I'm going to talk about a guy. I'm not going to talk about... We're going to move on from the water
because I've destroyed you.
I'm not going to talk about Flatten the Curve, but at the end, okay, the movie Flatten the Curve, it's like there's an intro, a development, and an ending, okay? And at the end, they sent a message, like if I have to send a message to the world, and one of the guys says, the water is the same level everywhere on Earth, whether you're in France, USA, or whatever.
Sea levels are different around the world.
What?
Did you not know that sea levels are different around the world? Like, for instance, the Suez Canal, the sea level at each end of the Suez Canal is literally different.
Okay. How you calculate the height of a mountain, for example, okay, is with sea level. Okay?
With mean sea level, yeah, not because sea
From,
level
okay.
isn't this. Again,
When you
have to
calculate
understand
the
that sea
height of a
level-
mountain,
hold on,
okay?
hold on. You have to understand something. Sea level is different all around the world. What they use for things like that is mean sea level. Just so you're aware. But yeah, carry on.
Okay. Sea level is different all around
Mean
the world.
sea level.
Okay.
It is, yes. Yeah, this is a fact.
So when you say, okay, this mountain is, let's say, 300 meters, okay, for example, it's
That's not
from
very
sea
high.
level.
That's more of a hill.
Huh?
That's more of a hill than a mountain. 300 meters?
I said it can be 3,000. We don't care, okay? We calculate.
seen that movie, The Englishman that went up a hill
We
and came down a
calculate
mountain?
the height of a mountain, okay, according, okay, starting from sea level, okay?
Mean
So
sea level,
let's say, okay, let's say your mountain is here, okay? There's a mountain here, okay?
That'd be a big mountain.
And the sea start here.
The sea starts there? What do you mean the sea starts there?
Well, the mountain, it's very rare that you have a mountain and the sea start at the mountain.
Well, actually, the majority of the world's mountains are under the sea. Did you know that?
Hey, the Rocky Mountain. Let's take the Rocky Mountain for example. Okay, there's the old province of British Columbia separate the sea from the Rocky Mountain in Canada. Okay?
So we're not talking about water mountains anymore. We're on actual mountains, right?
What?
So we're not talking about water mountains anymore. We're actually on mountains.
Oh, you want to talk about water mountain because you?
No, I'm
interrupted
just
me.
confirming that we're not on water mountains anymore. We're on, mountains. Is that right?
Okay, because you interrupted me, when I was talking about Water Mountain. You said, "Oh, it's been long time enough. You've been talking. You want me to come back to Water Mountain?"
The water mountains. No, continue with what you're saying, please. I'm very much
it's
enjoying
funny,
this.
Water Mountain, and that. Okay,
Water
no,
mountains
I
are
come back to
hilarious,
Water Mountain. You said too much, okay? Because
So you're gonna
the
change
term
subjects.
the term Water Mountain is so stupid.
What about the Rocky Mountains? I was interested in that.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Mountains, okay? The Rocky Mountains, there's the old province of British Columbia between the sea and the Rocky Mountains, okay?
Uh-huh.
But you calculate the height of the Rocky Mountain according to starting at sea level.
Mean sea level, yeah.
So how do you want to calculate the height of a mountain from sea level if the Earth is wrong? That makes no sense. The Earth has to be flat, and you calculate here from sea level.
Yeah. Again, level means conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface.
Okay, but whatever. Think before responding because okay.
I did, and it was a perfect response, and you didn't understand it.
No. You didn't think. It's not the perfect
I definitely
response.
did.
Yeah, rewind and listen to my question and listen to your answer.
Tell me your question
That doesn't
again.
make sense.
Tell me your question again.
Okay, you calculate the height of a mountain according, starting with the sea level, okay? So, let's empty that. Let's say on a flat earth, okay? You have your mountain here, and the sea starts here, okay? Because if the sea was starting right at the end of the mountain, okay, you could calculate even if the Earth was wrong from sea level, but there's a whole province that separates the Rocky Mountain from the sea. So if the Earth is wrong, you can calculate according to sea level. Whatever you say.
It's very simple. Right. This is a great drawing. Right. The inside circle is the Earth. The outside circle is the water on the outside of Earth. These are mountains. See, that is pointing straight up, but then I turn that one's pointing straight up. And now I turn it that way, that one's pointing straight up. Because the mountains are also level with the curvature of the Earth, as is the water that's around it. I honestly don't understand why I'm having to explain this.
No, you don't
to an
understand.
adult.
You don't understand.
No. What I don't understand is why I'm having to explain this to an adult.
No. You don't understand.
I do.
You don't understand.
I'm not the
Literally.
one that doesn't
I
understand here.
understand what you're trying
QBallah,
to
I'm
say.
not the one that doesn't understand here. You are.
No,
You
no,
just
no.
said dumb.
No.
Good job.
I understand perfectly what you're trying to say, but you don't understand. I explained with the ball and all, and you don't even understand. So
Yeah,
don't
I do
adult
understand,
me
and I
here.
explained it to you. You didn't understand the response
No,
because,
no. I
frankly, the only
understand
thing
what
flat
you're trying
here
to
is
say.
your brain.
Yeah. That's it. So do you want to come back to the water mountains?
Oh goodness, you can try. Yeah, this would be hilarious.
okay.
Hey, just one sec. People, make sure 1 hour 45 minutes in, you're clipping this point because Kevin here is about to tell us about water mountains. This will be hilarious. On you go, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. The term water mountains. Okay. You tell me that it's Patrick Butler who created this, but let me doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's a flat earther because
He pretends
it's
to be a
so
flat earther.
ridiculous. Okay. And you say water mountain and everybody's going to laugh because it's impossible. Hey? But in the globe model, if you take the globe, it is water mountain. The globe, it's a water mountain. If you take
No, it's
from America to Europe, in between, it's a water mountain.
No, it's
It's
not.
a
It's water
curved
that's level
water.
with the surface of Earth.
What?
It's not a water mountain. It's water that is level with the
Well,
surface of Earth.
technically, take your globe. Show your globe again.
The one that will show that it's level all the way around, you mean?
Show your globe in the screen. Okay, show us America. Show us Europe and America.
There you go.
Okay, in between the Atlantic
this
Ocean.
water here, the
That's a
level
water mountain.
water. No,
That's a
it's
water
level.
mountain.
No, it's
That's what you believe
water
in.
that's level with the surface of the Earth.
That's a water mountain.
No, it's water. Again, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. It is water that is level with the surface of Earth.
Whatever you say, if you picture it, okay, picture a globe, okay, and it's a
I don't need to. I'm holding
water
one in my hand.
mountain. Yeah.
No, you don't
Look at it,
understand what level means. That is the problem here.
Keep
Guys, I told you
showing
that
your
was
globe. Keep
was
showing your
hilarious,
globe.
right?
Keep showing your globe. Show it. Okay, it's a water mountain.
No, it's not. It's water that's level with the surface of
Okay,
Earth.
it's not.
There's no
It's
mountains
not.
there.
Okay.
Correct. It's not. Well
It's
done.
okay, Greg.
Thank you for agreeing. Anything else?
So that's gonna be it for today, and see you next time. Okay.
Awesome. I did promise you that I will come and talk to you on neutral ground for you, right? So I am more than happy if you want to arrange a time to do it on your Facebook account, or if you find a YouTube channel that you are happy to host, okay? You have been on my channel 6 times, okay? Which I appreciate. Even though I think you're a fucking moron, I appreciate that you do keep coming back, right? So I will give you
Craig,
the respect of going
I was
to where
talking
you
about.
want me to,
I was
okay?
talking about karma. I was talking. How is your karma? The electrocution and your.
Oh, it's pretty good. Actually, it's worked out daisies
yeah,
for me.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's worked out daisies for me because I ended up
Well,
actually financially supported by my supporters.
Today, you've learned from a moron who Aparcus was, the person you based your old
I've
belief
forgotten
on.
already that information.
You've learned it
was
from
irrelevant.
me. You call me a moron, and you've
Yes, I
learned
do.
the very person, the very
What you gave me
scientist
was irrelevant information that I've
Hey,
already purged from my brain.
Craig, you've learned from me today the very person, the very scientist you've based your whole belief on.
Don't have a belief.
You make your job out of it. Okay?
Don't have a belief.
You defend the globe, and you don't even know who the guy is, and you call me a moron.
Yeah. So that information that you gave me
Oh,
about the name of the guy.
irony.
Right. Listen to one sec.
The
Right.
irony.
Kevin, listen one sec. That information that you give me about his name, I've already purged that from my brain because it's not important.
Okay, it's not important. It's
No,
the
it's not.
scientist which I based my belief on. It's not
I don't have a
important.
belief. Knowing a dude's name is
You're
not
a
important.
moron.
Right. Einstein once, during an interview with Einstein, the reporter asked Einstein, "What's the speed of sound?"
God.
And Einstein went, "I don't know." And the reporter was like, "How can you not know what the speed of the sound is?" And Einstein said, "I don't hold such useless information in my brain. Knowing the speed of sound is unimportant. I have a litany of books I can look that up in. What's important is knowing how to discern the universe around you." Random bits of information like that are not
Like
relevant.
water lies
I
flat.
have the internet. I can search it up. It doesn't matter that I don't know a dude's name.
Or you can look at your neighbor's pool and see that water lies flat.
Why is like level, not flat. We've discussed
Whatever
that.
you say.
Anyway, Kevin,
Whatever
like
you
I said,
say, Craig.
if you want to find a YouTube channel or something that you are happy to host, I will. You've come to me, and I respect that. Thank you. And if you want to find somewhere to host a debate between us that you consider neutral ground, I'm more than willing to come and talk to you there. If you're happy with that.
Well, the problem is, Craig, is you interrupt too much. Today, I believe you didn't use your mute button. You didn't, eh?
No, I didn't need to, because you actually, every now and then, allowed for the conversation to happen. But what I'm saying is, you've come here to my channel, right? And I am willing to go to where you want. So if you want to do it on a live stream on your Facebook, or you want to find a flat earther to host a debate or a neutral channel, okay? The next time we talk, you can decide where it happens, all right?
Yeah, sure. But what I was going to say, it makes no difference. If you're going to interrupt, you're going to interrupt wherever we are, you know?
Hey, there's a difference between interrupting and having a back and forth, all right? Just how conversations work. Plus,
Okay.
I enjoy triggering you, and you should have probably figured this out by now.
Okay, hey, before we leave each other, say Georges Lemaître.
Big G.
Okay. All right. Have a nice day, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Well, that was the most chill that Kevin has ever been. The other times Kevin came on the channel, it went way more triggered than that. There was a bit of triggeredness there, but that was a little bit more of a fruitful conversation, and we got him to say some stupid shit. So, as usual, the amount of people here watching is mind blowing. The financial support is insane, and I have said this a few times, but I want to make sure that everyone is seeing this. Okay, so with what happened with my channel with the strikes and stuff, there was a time where my monetization was turned off. I wasn't going to be getting paid and everything, and I was worried. And I was like, if you want to support me, here's my PayPal. And a large amount of you did, right? With quite a substantial amount of financial support, which I really, really appreciate. However, the situation was resolved, okay? So that money isn't necessarily needed anymore for that purposes. So if anyone that donated towards that wants the money back, then hit me up on the PayPal payment that you made it through, and I will refund it to you, okay? I want you guys to know that if you feel like, oh, well, you don't need that anymore, I'd like it back. No worries, no questions asked, I will give it back. Just reach out to me on PayPal and I'll do that. I am going to be suing Mr. Cheswick, and any funds that remain with me will be used towards that. But, like I said, what you gave it to me for, it was initially resolved, and if you want that back, I'll do that. No questions asked, okay? Just so everyone is 100% aware of that. There could be some people that haven't seen me say this before, so I just wanted to say it again. So thank you guys for everything. Although I have noticed that even though I've said this several times, not one of you have asked for it back, and in fact a bunch of you sent me more money. You fucking nutters. Thank you. I love you so much. Project says, what if we didn't pay you? Can we still get some money back? Yeah, sure, why not? So we got Slithery, member for 1 month, says boop, beep, beep, boop, boop. The Spirit, member for 31 months, Jesus, thank you, says welcome back. Well, thank you for being here. I love being back. Philosopher King Gaming for $2 says read the Zygon poetry again. Last time I did that, some government agents turned up at my door and said I'm not allowed to do that because it actually sets servers on fire in Google's headquarters when I read Vogan poetry through YouTube. So I can't. I'm sorry. Marcus, if you're serious, dude, and you donated and you want it back, hit me up on PayPal and you'll get it back. No problem, no questions asked. All right. Triggered Limey for £2 says, "Hey, watching you on my live stream." Yes, he was. If you guys aren't subscribed to the Triggered Limey, sort your shit out. Albeus for 550 Canadian says, Kevin the Cretin, embarrassing all of Canada. Absolutely. Colonel Silver for $2 says, scratch a Flerf, find a racist. Thank you, Marcus, I appreciate it, but, you know, just so you guys know. Requiem says he didn't donate via PayPal. If I want to shoot him a few bucks, he'd dance for me. Well, that's an offer I can't refuse. Oh, cheers, Planwalk. I missed that. Thank you. Stringer News 1 for $2 says, happy Festivus, everybody. Air your grievances. The Spirit for $5 says, typical Flerf, only reliable evidence supports their claims. Flerfs have no evidence. And they're masters of nuh-uh. Horizon rises to eye level. Here's a picture of it not doing that. But that's just a picture. Oh, OG Yeti gifted 5 memberships. So if you today became a member and you didn't buy it yourself, you have OG Yeti to thank. OG Yeti, you rule. Thank you very much. Guys, right, no kidding, but I'm like 30 members away from 500 members. And that's insane. Like, 30 members away from 500? I never thought I'd have 500 members on my channel. I think if I hit 500, I'll have to do like a special 500 members live stream, because that's insane. Like, the Spirit for $5 says the only school he graduated from was the Nutter School of Incompetence. Absolutely. Tim Pryor for $5 says, sorry about last night on the debate. I had a pretty good buzz, lol. It's cool, Tim. I understand. Last time I debated Flatzoid, I had a pretty good buzz going, and he didn't like that. The Spirit for $5 says, Flerfs always ask us to do experiments but then deny our results when we do them. Flerfs, do it yourself. I know. Here's an experiment I challenge you to do. No, you fucking go do it. Plan a Walk for $6.66 New Zealand dollars, Monopoly money, says, why do mountains in the distance stay in the same place when I'm driving in the car? The car must be flat and stationary. Right. That kind of information should not be released outside of NASA. I've told you before. Caucasian Sensation, member for 20 months. It's amazing this guy is capable of dressing himself. I really can't take a French-Canadian gangster rapper who lives with his grandma seriously. But how nice was his mum? Aw. Although, if somebody could please send me the completed transcript of that conversation. Like, when I'm pretty sure she asked why he thinks the Earth is flat, right? Colonel Silver for $2 says, Kevin's voice inflection reminds me of Yoga Bear. Oh, and thank you, Casual Engineer. I appreciate it. Really, I do. The Spirit for $5. Okay, now I'm 100% positive that Flerfs are all Bethesda-developed NPCs. I dare anyone to prove me wrong. Someone's prowling around here. What's that, then? Someone's Must have been the wind. For the peace of the kingdom. What's that noise? Someone's prowling around here. I can be an NPC. Caucasian Sensation for $5 says, Kevin doesn't understand the rotation of the Earth is totally different than our galaxy's revolution around the universe's center. Yeah, I think Kevin doesn't understand the difference between planet, solar system, galaxy, universe. It's all just one thing for him. Bill McGuire, $5. I'm not going to attempt to read French. Oh, okay, let's give it a go. Tout ce que tu as deux efforts est stupide. I apologise to all French people. That was fucking awful. Thank you, Bill. The Grumpy Old Mechanic, $5 says, MC2 needs another law of Flerfs. Flerfs cannot even begin to comprehend scale. Yeah, scale destroys them. Patrick Butler, the Water Mountains man, for £2 says, stars are not infinite distances. Ugh, excuse me. If you wonder why I'm sniffing and stuff, hay fever, man, right now. It's really bad. Caucasian Sensation for $5 says, so this ignorant fool who never left Canada knows better than the world of people whose knowledge is archived in the minds of working scientists. Yeah. Flerfs know better than everyone. Albies for $5.50 says, I have to say that Kevin redeemed himself by being very sweet to his mum. She asked him, why do you say the Earth is flat? He said, for many reasons. Yeah, his mum now thinks he's stupid. But she sounded lovely. I liked how she said his name. Hello, Kevin. Bonjour, Kevin John. I thought that was cute. I liked it. Caucasian Sensation for $10 says, Kevin, please understand something. If someone wrote something in a book and you read it, doesn't make it true. Human evolution and technological advances over thousands of years is your opponent here. Just having a brain was his opponent, but yeah. Colonel Silver for $5 says, Kevin, who put the bop in the bop, she bop? Who put the ram in the rama lama ding dong? It's just as relevant as your pointless questions. The bop in the bop bebop. The ram in the rama lama ding dong. Albeus $2.20 says he's very close to being unredeemed. Stupidity hurts, right? The Spirit for $5 says puff pass FTFE. Sharing is caring, but this debate is torture. This stuff's fucking good, by the way. Ari, $3, no message. Thank you very much, Ari. I very much appreciate it. Lady Tiamat for £2 says pour water onto a flat surface and it curves. Yeah, because water ain't flat, bud. Stringer News 1, $2. Niagara Falls. Flat? No. Mr. E-Man for $5 says, what instruments is QBallah using to make and confirm his observations? Humans are inaccurate when it comes to observations. Well, yeah, but he said a pool would freeze and be flat, so I guess we just have to believe him, right? Brad Sweetman became a new member. Thank you, Brad. Welcome to Scrappers, you fucking awesome person, you. So many super chats. You guys are insane. Jacob Swenka for $5 says FTFE, if a person's 7 feet tall and since humans are mostly water, is that person a water mountain? Well, I'm less of a water mountain than I used to be, that's for sure. Oh. No one told me that my hair was sticking out there. Come on, guys. Zachary Martin for $22 Canadian. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, good Lord Craig, I now have 2 dead orcs in my room between yesterday and today. Level 9 face palm protection was clearly not enough. But hey, and I also have another window in my wall. And a large goopy mess. I wonder if orcs imagine face palm protection. They could make some decent stuff, right? Oh, I can't wait to see what Henry Cavill does with Warhammer. Stringer News 1 for $2 says, Chuck Lorre is the creator of the Big Bang Theory. Is he? I don't know. I thought it was some dude named George. Plastic Citizen for $2 says, because we all support you, thank you. No, thank you. David Oliphant for £5 says, Flerf, show me the curve. The horizon. Okay. Have a coffee on me, Craig. Thank you very much. Bit late for a coffee. In the morning, I will. MB for £2 says, he was still rude though. Chilled but rude. Well, that's because Flerfs, right? Planawalk, who, if you haven't seen their most recent video, then you really should go and check out their most recent video. Because they're awesome. Planawalk for $6.90 New Zealand dollars says, Greg, I sent you a video that I took 5 years ago and shows the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. End of NASA transmission. This is not secure. Stop using this channel for NASA transmissions. Nero Music for 300 ISKs, thank you very much, says, reverse psychology, don't want money, here's money. Thank you. Oh, what? Why did no one tell me that I hadn't been playing? Oh, has that been still the whole debate? Bugger. Now we need to sit here and watch it for 20 minutes so that we get the actual effect. I'll make it more prominent. Computer. Computer. Turn off the main light. There we go. Can see it better now. And I'll probably be green for a while. That guy for $9.99 says, stop debating Flerfs. Everyone knows they're wrong. It's the same thing over and over. Just become a science commuter and give us cool tidbits of science instead. How about both? Petermus Prime for $5 Australian says, you're a sexy man and you deserve it. At least you don't have an OnlyFans. Don't I? Thank you very much. Ivan Tchaikovsky also became a member. Welcome to Scrappers, you fucking awesome person, you. Colonel Silverfair for $2 says, epic NPC man for the win. Viva the Dirt League, right? No lie, my favourite YouTube channel. Viva the Dirt League are amazing. Look, today fishing, ain't it? Deus Ex Tomato has been a member for 16 months says, NPC Flerf, I used to be Gober like you. Then I took an arrow to the brain. Oh my goodness. I'm never going to finish these super chats. You keep sending me more. Matt Weston for $2 says, £2 says, go fund me, I'm suing. Thank you very much. Stu Pedasso for $5 says, I wish I could afford to support you more. I love you and everyone in the chat. Thanks for entertainment. Stu, that $5 means more than you know. You didn't need to do that, right? You genuinely didn't need to do that super chat. You being here in my chat is the support that I love. You know, thank you for the super chat, but you don't need to. You being here means the world to me. Thank you so much. Gene Graves, who's been a member for 1 month, says, George named it, I believe. Yeah, Big G. G to the E to the O-R-G-E. Papa G. That's what we're calling it, right? Plan a walk, 420 New Zealand dollars. 420. Maybe he meant watermelon, not water mountain. You know what? You keep saying you love me, but I love all of you guys. I fucking love all of you, not you, Gary. Brad Sweetman for $5 Australian says, awesome channel, Craig. Glad to be a member, mate. Would love to debate a flat earther, but my head may not handle it. You know what? Leave it to the experts. I'll do it for you. David, $4.99 says, welcome to the channel that does the flat earth, that does the bogus copyright strikes. Flawless victory. Not completely flawless. He fucked me up a little bit. But I got the fatality. Molasses for $1.99 says, water seeks Chuck Norris's level. Yeah. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he just pushes the earth away. Did you know, right, that under Chuck Norris's beard, there's no chin, there's just another fist? Marcel Morieu for $5.50 Canadian, thank you, says, Kevin is not a rep of even the French-Canadian education system. He's the hillbillies in movies like Hills Have Eyes. Miss Cho will watch post. Thank you very much, I very much appreciate it. Ernie Matthews for $5 says, QBallah is sitting on a dung heap, scraping his pores with pot shards. Oofed. JJ Griljalva for $2 says, he really added up to nothing all around. He can't add up, so no. Stringer News 1 for $2 says, get Pal to make female FTFE an AI cam girl. Hey, female FTFE and Pal. There's a porn video there somewhere, right? Oh no, Step AI, you're stuck. Connor Silverfer for $2 says, because NASA needs that sleep deprivation data. Oh god, sleep deprivation, right. So last night, finished debate like 3 in the morning. Ended up going to bed by about 4:30, right? Quite tired. At like 8:30 in the morning, the fire alarms in the house all start fucking going off. We got buttons in the hallway to like test and turn them off and stuff, and it wouldn't turn off. It wouldn't go away, and it was like it was an assault on the senses. It wouldn't for like ages. It was just like so loud. Me, the wife, and the kids were like, ah. Turns out that asshole upstairs, it's leaking through because I don't know, he can't. He's got water up there leaking somewhere, and it's coming through my ceiling and going into the electrics of my fucking fire alarm system. Brilliant. So I was pretty tired today. Drew P. Wiener, member for 28 months, says, love you, Craig. I fucking love you. Yeah, binge thinker I might be. So I did have a little nap before this debate, but I'm still feeling a bit sleep deprived, and I'm looking forward to going to bed. Because I hate you all, enjoy this rap song.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTubers give
Spirit, $5. It's amazing how 15 minutes without hearing a Flerf refreshes the brain. Hell yes.
I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. No one's too sensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere, page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hard Siberian Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe your musical soul knocks some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realize you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of the boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit
Can we
loop short of
pretend
a
that
full bowl.
airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I ripped up from your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck.
Remember, guys, that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Fight the flat, 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 fight the flat.
Thanks, Cheswick, for the music, you prick.